Part 1. The Storm Inside. Hello. Welcome. I'm happy you are here today. Let's begin with a story. There's a man named Alex. Alex has a good life. He has a job, friends, and a small apartment in the city. But inside Alex's mind, there is a storm. Every morning, Alex wakes up and the storm begins. He looks at the weather on his phone. He has a picnic planned for Saturday. He sees a small picture of a cloud. Immediately, his mind starts to worry. What if it rains? The whole day will be terrible. The worry feels heavy, like a stone in his stomach. Later, at work, his boss says, "Alex, can we talk later?" Just those few words. But in Alex's mind, the storm grows stronger. What did I do wrong? Am I going to lose my job? He cannot focus on his work. He just thinks about that one sentence again and again. In the evening, he watches the news on TV. He hears about problems in the economy far away in another country. But the storm inside him takes this news and makes it personal. What if this problem comes here? What if I lose my money? He feels a cold fear. Alex is tired. He is always tired. This constant worry, this storm of what if, drains his energy. It brings him no peace. He is living his life, but he is not enjoying it. He is a prisoner of his own mind. Does this story feel familiar? Maybe you have a storm inside your mind too. A storm of worry about things you cannot change. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you. It is a difficult way to live. It makes us feel small and powerless. But what if I told you there is a key? An ancient key to unlock a quiet room inside yourself. A place of peace, even when the storm is loud outside. This key is a very old and powerful idea. It comes from wise teachers who lived over 2,000 years ago. They were called the Stoics. And their secret, their key to a peaceful mind, is an idea called the Dichotomy of Control. This idea is simple, but it can change everything. It can give you an unshakable mind. And today, we will learn about it together. This is not just a story. This is your first English lesson in finding inner peace. Part 2. The Two Paths. A Simple Choice. The wise teachers, the Stoics, came from ancient Greece and Rome. One of these teachers was a man named Epictetus. He taught that the secret to a happy life is to understand one simple thing. You must know the difference between what you can control and what you cannot control. Imagine your life is a large garden. In this garden, there are some things you can do. You can choose the seeds you plant. You can choose to water them every day. You can choose to pull out the small plants, the weeds, that you do not want. Your choices, your actions, your effort. These are the seeds you plant. They are in your garden. They are in your control. But there are other things in your garden. You cannot control the sun. You cannot control the rain. You cannot control the seasons. This is the weather. The weather is not in your control. The Stoics teach us to see all of life this way. Everything in our world can be put into one of two groups. The first group is things I can control. This list is short, but it is very powerful. It includes your opinions, your choices, your actions, the effort you give, the words you speak, your kindness to others. The second group is things I cannot control. This list is very long. It includes almost everything else. The past is on this list. The future is on this list. What other people think of you is on this list. Your body and your health are on this list because you can get sick even if you are careful. The weather is on this list. The economy is on this list. Many of us spend all our energy trying to control the weather in our garden. We worry about the rain. We get angry at the sun. But this is a waste of our energy. It is like shouting at the sky. It changes nothing. It only makes us tired and sad. The Stoics say, focus only on your garden. Focus only on what you can control. Now you might think, but what about my thoughts? I have bad thoughts, worrying thoughts. I cannot control them. This is a very important question. The Stoics have a wise answer. A thought can appear in your mind. That is true. It is like a dark cloud that appears in the sky. You cannot control the cloud's appearance, but you can choose not to follow it. You can choose to let it pass by. Your choice to believe the thought or not, that is your power. That is in your control. It is the same with learning English. Right now, you are listening to this video. This is your practice. You cannot control if you understand every single word. You cannot control making a mistake when you speak later. Those things are like the weather. They are not completely in your control, but you can control your choice to be here. You can control your effort to listen carefully. Your effort is your garden. Your choice to practice is your power. By choosing to be here, you are already practicing this great idea. You are already taking your first step toward an unshakable mind. Part 3. The Archer's Aim. The Power of Effort. To understand this idea more deeply, let's tell another story. This story is about an archer. An archer is a person who shoots an arrow from a bow. Imagine a woman named Maria. She is an archer. She is in a big competition. Her goal is to hit the center of the target, far away. But Maria is a Stoic archer. She is a wise archer. So she asks herself, in this situation, what can I truly control? She knows she cannot control the wind. A sudden gust of wind can move her arrow. She cannot control the light from the sun. She cannot control if another person makes a loud noise and distracts her. She cannot even control the final result, if the arrow hits the center or not. All of these things are outside her control. So, what can she control? She can control her practice before the competition. She can control her breathing, making it slow and calm. She can control how she stands. She can control her focus on the target. She can control how she holds the bow. She can control the exact moment she lets the arrow go. Her effort, her focus, her action, these are the things she can control. A normal archer might worry about the wind. She might get angry if she misses. Her happiness goes up and down with every shot. But Maria, the wise archer, is different. She knows her real job is not just to hit the target. Her real job is to be the best archer she can be in this moment. She puts 100% of her energy into her aim, her breath, and her action. She accepts the wind. She accepts the result. Her peace does not come from hitting the target. Her peace comes from her effort. She knows that if she does her part perfectly, she has already succeeded. The result is not her true reward. The focus and the calm action are her reward. Now, let's think about this in our lives. Let's imagine Maria is not an archer. She is a woman preparing for a job interview. She is very nervous. She worries, will the interviewers like me? What if they ask a question I cannot answer? What if I am not good enough? These worries are like the wind. She cannot control them. She cannot control the interviewer's mood or their final decision. But then she remembers the story of the archer. She takes a piece of paper. On one side, she writes, "Things I can control." On the other, "Things I cannot control." She cannot control the questions, but she can control her preparation. She cannot control if the interviewers like her, but she can control her attitude, being polite and friendly. She cannot control the final outcome, but she can control how well she answers each question using her best knowledge. So, she stops worrying about the things she cannot control. She puts all her energy into the things she can. She researches the company. She prepares her answers. She chooses her clothes. She practices speaking clearly. On the day of the interview, she is calm. She focuses only on her aim, to be the best version of herself in that room. After the interview, she feels a sense of peace. She does not know if she will get the job, but in a way, it does not matter. She won. She won the battle in her mind. She found peace because she focused on her own actions, not on a result she could not control. This is the power of the archer's aim. Part 4. The Fortress of the Mind, Your True Home. Think of your mind as a fortress. It is a strong castle with high walls. You are the king or queen of this fortress. You are the only one with the key to the gate. Outside the walls of your fortress, life happens. The weather changes. People talk. Cars make noise. Good things happen and bad things happen. This is the world. It is always changing, always moving. But inside your fortress, you are safe. You are in charge. You decide what comes in. You decide what is important. The ancient Stoics believed that our inner world, our fortress, is the only place where we can find true safety and peace. A wise Stoic teacher, Epictetus, said something very important. He said, "We are not disturbed by events. We are disturbed by our opinion of events." This is a powerful idea. It means that a situation in itself is not good or bad. It is our thinking that makes it good or bad. For example, rain is not bad. Rain is just water falling from the sky. But if you have a picnic planned, your opinion is, "The rain is bad. It ruined my day." This opinion is what causes your suffering, not the rain itself. Let me tell you a story about a man named James who was afraid of flying on an airplane. For years, every time he thought about flying, his heart would beat fast. His hands would get cold. He built a story inside his fortress. The story was, "Flying is dangerous. I will have a panic attack. I will lose control. Something terrible will happen." This story, this opinion, was the source of his fear. The airplane was just an airplane. It was his opinion that made it a monster. One day, James decided he wanted to change his story. He learned about the dichotomy of control. He realized he could not control the airplane, the pilot, or the weather, but he could control the story he told himself inside his fortress. He started to build a new story slowly, day by day. He told himself, "Flying is one of the safest ways to travel. My feeling of fear is just a feeling. It is uncomfortable, but it cannot hurt me. I can control my breathing. I can choose to listen to calm music. I can choose to think about my destination." The first time he got on a plane after this, the old feelings of fear came. The old story knocked on the door of his fortress. But this time, James did not open the door. He stayed inside with his new story. He focused on his breathing. He focused on his choice to be calm. He accepted the feeling of fear, but he did not believe its story. And a strange thing happened. The fear was still there, but it was smaller. It was outside the walls of his fortress. Inside, he was okay. He was in control, not of the plane, but of his mind. By changing his internal story, his opinion, He took away the power of the external event. He learned that his true home, his place of power, was not in the world outside. It was inside the fortress of his own mind. You have this fortress too. It is always with you. You just need to learn how to use the key. Part 5. Your first step to peace. A practical guide. This is a beautiful idea, but an idea is only powerful when we use it. An idea is like a key. If you only look at it, it does nothing. You must put it in the lock and turn it. So let's use this idea now. Together. This is a simple exercise. The Stoics used it 2,000 years ago, and it is still powerful today. You can do it whenever you feel worried or anxious. First, take a piece of paper and a pen. Or you can open a new note on your phone. Next, draw a line down the middle of the page. Make 2 columns. At the top of the left column, write these words, "Things I can control." At the top of the right column, write these words, "Things I cannot control." Now think of one thing that is making you worry right now. It can be a big worry or a small worry. Maybe you are worried about an exam. Maybe you are worried about a difficult conversation you need to have. Maybe you are worried about money. Choose one thing. Let's use an example. Imagine you are worried about giving a presentation at work tomorrow. Now, we will write down every part of this worry. We will put each part in the correct column. In the right column, things I cannot control, you might write, how my boss will react, if my colleagues will like my presentation, if the computer or projector will have a technical problem, if I will feel nervous tomorrow. These things are the wind. They are the weather. They are outside your control. Now, let's look at the left column. Things I can control. Here you might write, how much I practice my presentation tonight. The work I put into my slides to make them clear. My choice to get a good night of sleep. My decision to speak slowly and clearly. My attitude tomorrow morning. Taking deep breaths before I start. This is your garden. This is your aim. This is your power. Now for the final step. Look at the list on the right side, the list of things you cannot control. Read it one time. Understand that this is not your job. This is the world's job. This is the weather. Take a deep breath and let it go. You can even cross out this list with your pen. Now, look at the list on the left side. The list of things you can control. This is your work plan. This is your guide. This is where you should put all your energy and all your focus. This is your path to peace. This simple exercise is your first step. You can do it every day. You are the archer. Your mind is your fortress. Peace is not something you find outside in the world. It is something you build inside in your mind. You have the key. You have the tools. Start building today. Thank you for listening.